But for the first time in a very long time, I found myself terrified. One of the decisions that I don't want to say it did shift, but is shifting pageantry's direction is trying to figure out how to include the public more in the process. Now, we have a judging panel, there are auditors behind the scene. It is a very stringent process, that I can tell you for a fact. But what we introduced in this 2024 of Miss South Africa is that at the end of the final episode, you had your bottom two contestants that South Africans had to vote for to say which of you is worthy of making it to the final top 10, which meant those ladies went home pleading for everybody's votes. Obviously, we all know what ended up happening is that contestant Chi ended up withdrawing from the show, which meant that the two bottom ladies that were vying for votes ended up being the final 10, and all those that voted got reimbursed. But the principle of saying how can we include South Africans in this process is a game changer, because yes, there's a judging panel, yes, the process is, I would say it's pretty transparent. It's not fully transparent, and it's supposed to be not fully transparent, because if something is audited, it's the same as like the voting system, let's put it that way. It will never be fully transparent. You can't have every South African seeing where they marked their X, but you have to trust those that have been empowered to manage the process. So what is transparent is you seeing what are they looking for? What are they looking for? And now the pageant is trying to change the game and add layers of, hey, how can we include South Africans more in this process? And I think that's beautiful. Maybe South Africans are not the ones hand picking your Miss South Africa, but they are a part of selecting somebody that is worthy of being a top 10 finalist. When I reflect on how I grew, evolved, especially personally in my role as the executive producer, I was challenged in ways that I cannot even explain. And it's not just about what was happening in the production, what was happening with Miss South Africa, what was happening with the country. It's also the combination of where I was at in my own personal life at the time. But for the first time in a very long time, I found myself terrified. I'm not terrified about the show and things in my control, terrified for my safety, terrified for contestants' safety, terrified for my team and crew's safety in the midst of what ended up resulting in threats, like actual threats. So what this meant in terms of how I had to grow in the role of an executive producer is remembering that as a leader that is steering a ship, you cannot ever make your crew feel like you as the captain are afraid. Because picture this, you're in a flight and everybody on the plane can see that we're kind of in a storm. And then your pilot comes on the comms and he says, "Attention passengers." How different will you feel if the pilot says, "Attention passengers, we've just got a bit of turbulence. We'll be out of it in a couple of minutes. Keep your seatbelts on." Versus,
There's a storm! We might not make it!
and that's your pilot, right? The difference. I had to remember what my job is as an executive producer. What my job is, other than delivering a stellar show to my client and all of the partners involved. That's your broadcaster, that's your sponsors. I'm accountable to my team. I'm accountable to those ladies who entrust me. I grew so much in just remembering what is important, what the bigger picture is. That this was not just a TV show. This was not just a production. It was not just a pageant. The world was watching. And they were looking to see how we were going to respond, what we were going to do in the midst of, I don't want to call it noise because I don't want to in any way invalidate anybody's feelings about everything that was happening, because all of those feelings are valid. But noise in the sense that when you're in the middle of doing something that is got a deadline, that is time specific, where you're accountable, that there are certain things that in that moment you can't do anything about, that becomes noise. And I had to learn how to filter out noise and walk onto a red carpet knowing that there are many people who don't agree with me. And by me, I mean my existence, but also me in terms of the choices that I've made, the things that I've said. I have never in my life experienced also finding myself working so closely with a client that made me feel so safe and protected as well. So I learned a lot, and I came out being like, my purpose in what I do. When I say I'm doing purpose-driven content, I'm doing purpose-driven projects, it was reaffirmed. So when there are tears after a broadcast of this nature, when there are, and I really mean tears, like heartache, shifts, feeling moved, feeling disrupted, feeling unsettled, it is a reminder that what you do is not just what you do. It is so much bigger than that. It is so much bigger than you.
Remember, there's someone at home today whose life you're going to change.
Yes.
Someone is what you may never even find out about it. If you keep that in mind, that's the most powerful thing. You are all beautiful and special. I will see you after the show. In theater, we say chukas, or we say break a leg. So let us break a leg.